아이고. 안녕하세요. 매일매일 운동하기를 실천하고 있는 동탄 왕코입니다. 오늘 쉬는 날이에요. 너무 행복합니다. 오늘 쉬고 3일만 출근하면 또 쉽니다. CNN을 틀어놔야겠군요. 운동을 하겠습니다.
Gloria's back after the mic drop?
Yes, it was a great mic drop. The thing that just sort of strikes me watching this again is how many times Biden says in my interviews, I give you my word as a Biden. You're going to hear that a lot, I think, from Joe Biden over the course of this campaign. And the story is touching. The story is this young woman who has to decide whether she's going to marry this fellow, happens to be a United States Senator. She's 10 years younger than he is, I believe. But he's got 2 children and a lot of baggage. And I think her answer was remarkable to me. I mean, I hadn't even ever thought of that, because in a way, she wasn't saying, oh, I didn't love Joe Biden. It's just that I wasn't sure as a young woman that I could take on all of this, that he was really asking her to take on, and becoming the wife of a senator who had presidential ambitions, and she wasn't interested much in politics.
Yeah, and we as reporters and who have covered Joe Biden, we know these stories, these very, very sad stories about him losing his wife, him losing his young daughter, and then as a widow marrying and raising those 2 young sons. But it always breaks my heart to hear it. And when you look at Joe Biden, you can really see just the face of grief. He just lost Beau Biden a couple of years ago. I think it was in 2015, after that long battle with brain cancer. And I think you'll see tonight Jill Biden talk about that grief and talk about the ways in which that grief makes him something of a healer in terms of this nation. It's very powerful, but it's never not powerful. It's always heartbreaking.
Yeah, but I think it's more than the face of grief they want to show, though. They want to show the face of resilience.
Exactly.
They want to show the face of a guy who's been knocked down, who's suffered loss, and who's come back and persevered through that. And they want to send the message that this is what he can do for our country. And I think you're going to hear a lot about that. You know, you said, Gloria, that, this guy, she was dating this guy, he happened to be a United States Senator. That alone may have been reason to disqualify him in her mind.
Maybe that's why I had to ask 5 times. Who knows?
As the convention gets closer, we're learning more about 2 of the most anticipated speeches tonight by Joe Biden and Bill Clinton. Next, Jake talks with Senator Elizabeth Warren about whether Joe Biden is progressive enough.
Away from the maddening crowd, into the surreal wilderness. The mystical marvels. The joy of a fleeting arrow. The winding trails. The warmth of a healing home. Bhutan, the safest place, awaits you when you begin your travels again.
globe-trotting, carefree, adventurous. We saw things we'd only imagined. And heard stories that reached in and stirred our souls. It's different now, but our wanderlust is still strong. Look at it! And we're getting ready to once again go and travel.
It's a world of wonder on CNN in association with Turkish Airlines.
In the United States, how long will it take? We're years away from gender equality.
Join CNN's Erin Burnett with Jessica Alba, Tarana Burke, and many more for the 100-year battle for equality. Sunday on CNN.
Have you been bitten by the bug of curiosity? This is CNN 10. My name is Carl Azus. I'll be your explainer-in-chief. Global news. International relations are the key factors. Relevant stories. Everyday people whose action is changing their community. Complex issues explained. We're going back to the future. And 10-second trivia. You get a perfect 10 out of 10. All in 10 minutes.
아 맞다 오늘은 턱걸이 하려고 했는데
CNN 10.
I'm Isa Suarez in London, and this.
턱걸이는 이따가 점심 먹고 하겠습니다.
Tonight's Democratic Convention will be pointed and personal, including remarks by headliner Jill Biden on why she believes her husband has the character and the fortitude to lead the nation. And there will be appearances by Senator Bernie Sanders and Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Check back with our convention correspondents, Jeff Zelnick. Jeff, we're learning more, I understand, about the role of progressives in this convention and the questions being raised.
An undercurrent of conversations we are hearing when we are talking to Democrats really across the country who are tuning into this. Yes, it's the Democratic National Convention, but a lot of progressives wonder why all these Republicans, why all these former Republicans and moderates having, such prominent roles here. Particularly that is going to come into sharp focus with Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She'll have about 1 minute to speak this evening. I'm told her address was recorded last week, and it is going to be, of course, supporting the idea of electing Joe Biden, even though she's not endorsed him per se. But it does raise the question, why so many moderates? The answer is this. The Biden campaign is trying to go after women in the suburbs. They are trying to go after moderates at this point, people who voted for Joe Biden in 2008 and 2012 with Obama. The idea that they left the party in 2016 is an urgent strategy to try and get them back. But it does raise the question here, in an Obama administration, in a Biden administration, should he win, would it be moderate as well, or would progressives have a voice? So that is one undercurrent of discussion here in Wilmington, Wolf.
Certainly is. And Arlette, I understand we're going to meet another everyday American who was touched personally by Joe Biden. What can you tell us?
That's right, Wolf. Her name is Jacqueline Brittany. She is a young African-American woman who first met Joe Biden last year in an elevator at the New York Times building as he went in for an editorial board meeting. A clip of Jacqueline went viral when she said, "I love you" to Biden. Biden didn't earn the New York Times editorial endorsement, but the campaign continuously touted Jacqueline's endorsement of Joe Biden. Tonight, she will be the first person offering that nominating speech of Biden at the convention. And this is just another everyday American that the convention organizers are trying to highlight. Yesterday, we heard direct personal encounters that Amtrak workers had with Joe Biden. Today, we will hear directly from Jacqueline, that security guard from the New York Times, as they're trying to show that Biden can connect to people across the country.
Very nice touch indeed. All right, stand by. The convention is playing out as that firestorm over mail-in voting is heating up. John King has more on mail-in balloting, the fears of voter suppression.
일단 여기까지만 하고.
Key battlegrounds. What are you learning?
얼마나 했지? 10분밖에 안 했네.
Says mail-in voting is full of fraud.
한국별 20개 하고
Democrats say they have questions for the
저녁
postmaster
점심
general who has
먹고
threatened maybe we
턱걸이
can't deliver the ballots to the people
하겠습니다.
on time. They'll get to answer those on Capitol Hill. But let's walk through this in a couple of different ways, because in some ways these conventions could be more important than ever because more people are voting by mail and they're voting earlier. This is our electoral map. Let's just walk through some of the timetable here. 30 states will be open for voting when the first presidential debate is held on September 29th, if that date holds. President Trump, remember, has wanted to move it up. He wants an earlier debate. Why? Because 30 states, if they keep the schedule, already be voting, meaning some people have already cast their ballots before the two candidates have their first debate on the 29th. That's 35 days before the election. The vice presidential debate, 27 days before the election on October 2nd, 42 states will be open for voting already. Let's walk through this. The second presidential debate, October 15th. By then, 48 states are open, and if the candidates have a third debate, the two presidential candidates on October 22nd, all the states